I don't really think it had much more effect than I probably would have experienced out here trying to make a living working in some other field.
There was this terrible storm when we went to work that night. I was working 11 to 7 that night, and I could not see the camera. It's that far away from me.
We had two units from Japan that came over for training, and they were setting up the U.S. was setting up 2 missile units to protect Tokyo.
The military, about the only thing it did for me was build confidence. I mean, when I started off in the Navy, they didn't train you or anything unless you proved that you could pass a test or an exam.
There was like a piece of sheet metal about hit me in the nose on that terrible night. The wind blowing up in the clouds, mile high, top of a mountain, relay side. And the next morning we walked out and there was beautiful clear skies, and I could see down in the Mount Vesuvius, which was about 40 miles away from us. We could see all the Bay of Naples.
We trained these 2 units, which is about a 6-month training period. And we trained those 2 units, and then we trained another an American unit. And then by that time, my tour of duty was over, and so I was discharged and came back to Tennessee.
When I was in the Navy, I was what they call an Airedale. That's a person that works on aircraft. And most of the ships I was on were aircraft carriers. And I was stationed at a place called Moffett Field in California, which was staffed by Navy people owned by the Air Force. And we were Navy people working on Air Force aircraft. So it came time for me to re-enlist. I went over to the Air Force because I didn't want to go back out on a carrier again.
And it was a beautiful sight. And see the island of Isha-Capri, about 70 miles off the coast. It was a wonderful sight. And this thing to stand there, and that during World War II, U.S. battleships actually shelled our position that we were at. Shells as big as Volkswagens off the battleship there. And because there was a Nazi bunker not far from where we were stationed at there on the mountain.